Hey guys, in this video, we are talking about your human design profile. Your profile gives you more insight into your personality and the way that you carry out your different roles in life. So it's going to give you some key pieces of wisdom when it comes to your life's work and how you create fulfillment and live out your purpose here in this lifetime. If you don't yet have your chart, you can find it at whitneycopeland.com/chart and get your free download. Once you have it, take a look below the body graph. There's some writing below the body graph, and you're going to find the word profile, and you're going to see a number that looks like a fraction. That is your profile number. The first number comes from your conscious sun gate, and it's the parts of your personality that you are probably aware of and conscious of. The other number comes from your unconscious sun gate, and it shows you the aspects of your personality that you might not be as aware of, but that other people will definitely see in you and maybe even point out to you. We are going to dive into talking about your specific profile, and then I'm going to break it down line by line so that you have a really good understanding of yourself and your profile as a whole. The 2-4 is the Hermit Opportunist, and these are the people who have a lot of natural talents. Things tend to come easily for them. They really enjoy having space for themselves to hone their skills and to really master their craft. And people notice this in them. They realize that these people have something to offer. And so even though it's their tendency to spend time alone and play that hermit role, they will be called out of their introverted tendencies by demand, by people saying, hey, you have something to offer. Can you come and help? So that is a little insight into the 2-4, the Hermit Opportunist. Let's dive into each of these lines individually. So as you're listening to me describe each of your profile lines, pay specific attention to your unconscious line. As I mentioned earlier, these are the things that you might not yet be aware of about yourself. Other people may notice these characteristics or attributes in you before you do. And if you've done a lot of personal development type work already, you may very well be aware of these things and have already found your strategies and tools to help you really step into the higher frequency of your profile lines, which is where you're going to create that alignment in your life and that prosperity. But I want you to really listen to not only the unconscious profile line, but the conscious as well, through the lens of, am I owning this about myself? Have I really stepped into my role here? Am I really carrying out the essence of these lines? Am I stepping into the strengths? Am I aware of the challenges? So have that open mind as we dive in. We're going to cover your conscious line first, followed by your unconscious line. Okay, let's talk about line 2. This is the Hermit, also known as the natural genius. So as a line 2, you have natural gifts. There are certain things that come effortlessly to you. And sometimes you're actually not aware of this because it feels so natural to you. But people in your life will notice these things and they will come to you for help. So what you need to do as the natural genius is have a sanctuary, have a space for yourself where you can master your craft in an uninterrupted way. You don't enjoy being interrupted when you're doing stimulating work or if you're in the middle of some kind of creative project. So be aware that you will need your own time and space for that. The strength that you have is that you have these gifts and you have the ability to help others. However, your introverted tendencies can keep you from putting yourself out there. So the things to be aware of is, spending too much time on your own, not marketing yourself, not putting yourself out there. And on the other hand, you need to be aware of saying yes to misaligned opportunities, because people are going to come to you when they notice that you're able to help, but you're not going to want to help every single person that calls you or shows up at your doorstep. So you're going to be using your human design strategy and authority to sift through these opportunities and to really choose the ones that you feel called to help. If you don't do that, you'll end up feeling frustrated, resentful, angry. You'll be in your not self theme in human design. So, how do you create your prosperity? You notice your natural gifts, you become aware of those, you own them. You own them as being important and worthy of charging for. And you make sure that you are charging for your services. Whether you're an entrepreneur or you're going in and working for somebody else, you want to make sure you're not being taken advantage of for your natural gifts, because even though it comes easily to you, you do deserve to be compensated. Okay, let's talk about line 4. You are known as the opportunist. And what that means is you're actually very social. You're good at making friends, making connections, and networking. And that's really where your best and most aligned opportunities come from, is from the people who are in your close-knit network. Whether it's if you're looking for a new house, if you're looking for a job, if you are looking for inspiration, talk to the people who are in your immediate network. So your strength is meeting people and cultivating deep, meaningful relationships. What you need to be aware of is letting anybody in. You don't just want to let anybody into your tight-knit circle, because then you might be led in directions that you don't want to go. So be discerning about who is very close to you, and also be aware if you're holding on to relationships or opportunities for longer than they are serving you. Line 4s can be prone to staying in something that isn't necessarily good for them until they end up replacing it. You have this deep need for safety and security, so it's difficult for you to let go of things until you have something else in place. So just be aware of that. Your prosperity finds you when you mingle with the right people, when you have conversations and vocalize your needs with the people that you know, like, and trust. That is how you will find the opportunities that bring you your prosperity. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you found the content valuable, please go ahead and subscribe and continue to explore your human design on this channel. And of course, if you ever have any specific questions or want to dive deeper into your chart in a one-on-one scenario, you can contact me directly through my website.